This is a 1963 VW Bug, the same year as the car is used in The Love Bug, the original film with Dean Jones. I am on the board of directors of Prevent Suicide PA, and I use the high visibility nature of the car to promote awareness of the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline and start conversations about suicide. First of all, there's a difference between awareness and prevention, and I think in the suicide world, people confuse or conflate the two. What I do is awareness. Okay, I don't make a claim that this car is preventing suicide. I think, first of all, suicide is multi-causal and it is very complex, and so there's not one answer to how we prevent suicide, but there are things that can be done. So for instance, I'm a trained QPR instructor, which is an acronym for Question, Persuade, Refer. And so this is a very kind of quick and dirty training. It's like an hour and a half to 2 hours where we train what are called natural gatekeepers, just people in the community like you and me, to recognize signs of suicidality, to know how to intervene, what to say to someone who you think might be suicidal. So that's the Q. The persuade is obviously, persuading them to hang on for an hour, for a couple hours, for a day. And then referring, knowing where to go to get them help. In different counties, you're going to different places for emergency psychiatric care. I worked at a locked inpatient facility in Montgomery County for 5 years. It's a very unique place. A lot of counties don't have a facility like that. I lost my aunt in 2004 to suicide. She killed herself at a psychiatric facility in Israel. Her living in Israel and us living here, I saw her very rarely, but I saw how her death impacted my father, and how kind of grief-stricken he was, and how, as often is the case with suicide, you wonder, what could I have done to prevent it? And, if I had been closer to her, geographically, this is my father speaking, could I have done more? And all of that kind of stuff. There are all these unanswered questions. So that stayed with me. And just working at a psychiatric hospital, you're working with people day in and day out who are suicidal. And so that doesn't leave you. And I always think about the patients I worked with and the staff. I was suicidal in college. I have had thoughts far more recently than that. And so I didn't know about the resources that were out there, and I don't want other people to not know where to get help and how to get help.